Saturday in Sacramento, expect a high of 74 and a low of 56.
10% chance of rain, 74 as a high and 56 as a low. Welcome back to race week. It is race week. No more getting ready, no more anything. It's time to go. It is go time. October 22nd, 2023, Sacramento, California. My first Ironman. I am excited. So time is ticking and I still have one issue that I need to resolve. I don't have a bike. My bike is at the shop and it was supposed to be ready yesterday. It is now Wednesday and I leave for Sacramento on Friday. We are gonna keep our fingers crossed and continue to work on our patience that everything will work out exactly the way it's supposed to work out and that my bike will be ready when it needs to be ready before Friday. Fingers crossed. All right, it is Wednesday, race week. I just got my bike. Whoo! Now that was going down to the wire. It was definitely a test to my patience. The people who fixed the bike were amazing. I didn't want to feel like I was rushing them, or I felt like, I didn't want to be like a bad client. So, I just had to sit at home and trust that they were going to do what they need to do, and they did. So thank you so much to the bicycle outfitter and Los Altos crew, the repair crew. Amazing. I really, really appreciate what they did. And they fixed the bike. Now everything's set. The checklist is set. I got everything. Chosen the wetsuit. Bike is tuned up, repaired, ready to go. I just took it out for a little spin to reacquaint myself with my bike. Feels good. They did a great job. So now it's just a matter of all week I've been kind of putting things aside that I'm going to take on, for this race. So my bag is on the floor in the dojo. The wetsuits are down. All my tri-suit, what I'm gonna be wearing throughout the whole day, towels, all that good stuff. So when I get to Sacramento and I register, I'll have 3 bags, and those 3 bags are for transition 1, transition 2. I'll get 5 or 4 pre-race. So whatever I wear before I wear my wetsuit, what I'm gonna be wearing after the race bag. There's a bag, and then there's a special needs bag. So I can't remember how long after a certain length of your bike ride, there's a station where you can pick up your special needs bag. And whatever you pack in there is what you're picking up, whether it's, water, clothes, whatever you want, whatever you think you need. So I'll be sharing all that when I get to Sacramento and when I get my bags. All right, little by little, it's starting to get closer and closer. I'm getting excited. All right. All right, here we go. I wouldn't say packed, but I'm all organized and ready to go. Just a quick little run through. I got my recovery technology, so my muscles and pre-race, post-race recovery preparation, good. Got my drone so that my family can do some drone shots. We got the swimming stuff, got my goggles, my hat, got my running hat, which I'll probably change, buy a new hat. Got my helmet, got my tri-suit and my wetsuit. I got clothes I'm gonna be wearing after, and I got a towel. I got my socks, gloves, a little jacket for my special needs. Got my bag, got my shoes, got my sandals, got all my nutrition. Yeah, I am ready to go. We are headed to Sacramento. Yeah, race, Ironman, here we come. All right, welcome back. So, just got back from a run in Sacramento here in the hotel room. Got my bike, got all the stuff on the desk, got all, I got stuff everywhere. I'm kind of unpacked, but really not unpacked. And it's supposed to take us 2 hours to get to Sacramento. Today, it took us 4, a lot of traffic. So I got my 2-mile run in today, but I didn't get to do my swim, right? I was supposed to do a half-hour swim today. I worked in the morning and then we traveled. So tomorrow when I register, there's a little area that you can swim, designated for swimming. So I'll take my sweatsuit, I'll swim, just kind of get a half-hour swim, get loosened up, warmed up, and we'll go from there. So yeah, workout today, workout tomorrow. So I have a half-hour run tomorrow or 2-mile run tomorrow. And I'll do the swim tomorrow since I missed it today. So, and then Sunday is the race, and then rest is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all that other good stuff. So it's work all the way through. All right, we are getting ready little by little. I have First, the bike gear bag, which has all of my biking needs once I'm done with the swim. Here is my running bag. This is the bag that I'm going to get into once I'm done with the bike. All my running needs are in the red bag with my number. I also have my morning clothes. So at the moment, my swimming gear is in there. Once I change into my swimming gear, my clothes that I'm wearing will go in here, and then I will wear that after the race. So that's that. And I got the bike ready, got the numbers on it. Now it's time to go check my bags and my bike in. So little by little, got my stuff for checking in, got my bag, got miscellaneous things, got all my recovery stuff, my nutrition that I got to pack for tonight. Is there anything that you want to add?
Good luck.
That's it?
See you at the finish line.
Yes. So not in this video, but definitely in another video, we will slightly explain a little bit of issues that we've had for this race, just to kind of add them all up and put them together, just to show the stress that I have been going through multiple times before this race. So so yes. All right. So other than that, anything else? No. All right.
Go time.
It's go time. Here we go. Rows upon rows upon rows of bikes and rows upon rows of bathrooms. Bike check-in, and there's the bikes, and more importantly, is that me? I think it is. Athletes only. Ironman. Yeah. All right, welcome back. It is now 4:20 in the morning, and it is race day. No more race week. No more 10 weeks away, 10 days away. It is here. It is now hours away. I'm excited. Well, I got my tri-suit on, and I got my bag. This has all my water swimming stuff, and when I put that on, I'm gonna take off these clothes and replace it at the end of the race. This is what I'm gonna be wearing, nice and warm and comfortable, but it's here. I'm excited. Do I have any final thoughts? No. It's just time to do this. This whole time I did this training, I visualized this day, and the beauty of the visualization is I'm not nervous. I'm excited, and I feel like I'm about to go on an adventure where I need to swim somewhere, bike somewhere, and then run to where I need to get to. So I'm very excited. I really don't have much to say. So this will be the last video from my phone, and the rest will be from the videographer. But the leading up to the race, this is this video, and then next week we're gonna get the actual race video. So here it is. So I hope you enjoy the race, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. The journey is close to the destination. Thank you. All right, post-race, everyone has gotten their bikes. Some people have left their bikes overnight so they can pick it up today, which is Monday. But you can see over here, it got flooded, and that's where my bike was. So I don't know if you can see way over there, there's some bags that they're just kind of thrown to the side. I gotta check to see if my wetsuit is available. All right, welcome back post-race or post-Ironman. All right, so I'll give you a quick little rundown on how I felt, all the good stuff that I went through in my mind. Attempted to keep it as short as possible. You know, it was a wonderful experience, but I don't know if you guys have the endurance to really listen to all my stories, so I'll definitely keep it short. All right, so first things first, there was drama, definitely some drama, and the drama had to do with me. I made a huge mistake, and I won't go too far into it. It wasn't a mistake with anything else other than my registration on the race. almost didn't race. So you can only imagine on Friday, I could not sleep. Wow. I was nervous. I was mad at myself. There was all these things, all these emotions. I really think it was just the universe's way of saying, hey, Omar, you are way too calm. You're too relaxed. We need to put some excitement and some seasoning on your flow because it's too calm. So I probably didn't get any sleep at all. I forgot my ring, so I didn't know like the numbers of the horrible sleep that I had. It was awful. Luckily, I took care of it the next day, and once it got taken care of, then a big sense of relief. And then I could start focusing on the race. Before it was, can I race? After I dealt with what I needed to deal with, and it was, okay, it's time to race. But I missed, my run, I missed my swim. So I missed the last day's workout, which is, I already, just the mind wasn't there. But again, it's not an excuse. I got no one to blame but me. But one of the most amazing things, not just things, but one of the most amazing feelings is the support that I had. Had tons of support from my friends, family, clients. I had support from friends who came to visit. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys were amazing. Just hearing your voices, whether you guys joking amongst each other while I'm changing in the transition area, or just the go Omar, happy birthday Omar, as I'm running by or riding by. It was a feeling that just felt amazing. The support. At one time, Mater was running with me down, a little stretch of the way. I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, I envisioned myself, here I'm running this big race. I was nowhere close to the to competing and being on the podium, but I just felt like I was the most important person for that split second. As she's running by me, supporting me, everyone yelling my name. It was, man, I'm about to get emotional. That was a great feeling. That was a huge pick-me-up in just the feeling of how an athlete feels when they're out for 12, 13, 14 hours at a time. That support, man. And you have to understand, people who came, you're not seeing the athlete for more than just that, right? It's not as bad as a race car, but they're racing. They're going from point A to point B, and as a spectator, you're usually in a stationary position, so they're just watching you for just that split second, and then they gotta wait 3 hours or whatever amount of hours until the athlete comes back. It's a lot of time, a lot of downtime. And that, as I'm running and as I was cycling, I had that in mind, and that was just this grateful feeling that they're willing to discipline themselves, sit in there watching, people who they don't know and watching me for that split second and cheering me on. So a big thank you to everyone who supported, not just there, but also in the community and people who know me. So I appreciate it. Number one, that's the first thing I want to talk about. So thank you. After that, it was go time and the preparation, right? So they gave us these bags, and each bag serves a different purpose, right? They gave us a bike personal needs bag, a run personal needs bag, which I didn't use either one. I didn't train that way, and I'm not disrespecting people who used it, but when I went on my big long runs or my big long bike rides, I didn't have a station where I can just pick up stuff, regroup, and feel better on the run or on the bike. So because I didn't do that during the training, I just didn't do that during the race because it just didn't. I didn't train that way. So I don't know. I didn't want to consume something or do something that was going to make me feel different. So that's why I didn't use them. And then you got a morning clothes bag, which you take with you to the bus stop because it has all your swimming stuff. So then when you change into the swimming stuff, you put the stuff that you were wearing to the starting line, put it in this bag, and then you pick it up at the end because that's the clothes that you're changing into after the race. You're not all dirty and sweaty from your tri-suit or whatever clothes you wear. And then we also had a run gear bag, right? So when I transitioned from the biking to the run, whatever I needed in my red bag, I just pulled it out, put it on, because that's what I was gonna use to run, whether it was my nutrition, my food, my shoes, everything, pair of socks, whatever. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 4 bags, right? So there's one more bag, which is your bike needs bag. It's a blue bag and it has all your bike stuff. So when you get in from the swim to the bike, your helmet's there, your shoes are there, whatever you need is there. But I don't have one to show you. So where is it, you ask? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. But all I know is that my wetsuit was in it. My swim cap that I wanted so bad was in it. My Roka goggles, man, I love those goggles. That was in it. My ear stuff was in it, and my Roka wetsuit was in it. Because once I came back from the swim, I took all my stuff and I put everything in that bag. And that bag is supposed to be positioned or placed right next to your bike, which it was. The bike was there and the bag was there. Only problem was, in the beginning of this video, you're going to see the weather. And the weather said there's only a 10% chance of rain. And that rain was going to be raining from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. The start of the race was 7 a.m. So no rain in Google Weather app. So on the bike ride, I'm on my third leg, right? That's 3-6. I'm going towards 90 miles so that when I return back, it's 112 miles. Because the loop, or the loop was 30 miles each direction. So as I'm going towards the 90 mile, like towards the middle, it rained. Whoo! Did it rain? Man, it rained. Not just rained, but it felt windy as well. It felt like little headwinds. It was not the business. But I'll talk about that in a second. But because it rained, the whole area of the transition area flooded. And because it flooded, the people who worked there decided to save our bikes and save our stuff. Instead of leaving them in the puddle, they moved them to the side and to avoid our stuff in the water, which was amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Only problem is as they moved it, I don't know if they kind of just threw it or kind of repositioned them in the same numbers. I don't know, it really doesn't matter. But the point is either my bag got lost or someone took my bag by accident, because the stickers of the numbers were in front of the bag. That's the sticker. But the problem is, because it rained, that adhesive lost adhesiveness and bags were just thrown everywhere. So unfortunately, my bag was taken. I guess you could look at it as, right, well, when I get into the swimming topic, that wetsuit, man, Roka, that Maverick wetsuit, beautifully designed, but the dummy in me chose the wrong wetsuit when I purchased it. So I think by me losing it or by someone taking it, that was kind of, again, the universe's way of saying, get a new one, because that one is not good for you. And that's what happened. It just is gone. So I'm gonna have to take care of that if I'm gonna do another triathlon. But I guess it is what it is. When you have 2,800 people, there's a lot of bags and a lot of bikes, and when rain comes in, throws everything around. So anyways, that's why I only have 4 bags versus the 5 bags. I'm missing 1 bag. So that was that, right? No big deal. All right, the swim. So another thing that I did not take in consideration was the intensity of the race. Not just the intensity of the race, but it's a race. People are trying to go. And, I had in my head, okay, I'm gonna relax, right? I'm thinking about my new technique with a little bit wider arm at the bottom, a little bit more water surface, positioning of the hands, because this is not the pool. Like, I had all this in mind. Once that beep, right, they beeped every 5 seconds, where they let 5 athletes go into the water. So 5 athletes, beep, 5 seconds later, beep, another 5 athletes. So just boom, they're just like a conveyor belt of athletes. So soon as that, I'm ready to go, I'm like, all right, and beep, I kind of jog, run, whatever, into the water. And as soon as that cold water hit me, everything went out the door. I mean, everything, my new technique, the water surface, the calmness, everything. And I guess one of the first thing was I was attempting to position myself away from people so that people aren't swimming over me. So I kind of, started and kind of took a wide turn, but again, everything went out the window. And here I found myself again struggling, right? My head's going down, couldn't breathe. So I find myself again on my back, backstroking, turning, attempting a couple times. Again, that I give myself an F on the swimming. I mean, I'm extremely disappointed in myself. I I have no excuses, just F. But I finished the swim in an hour and 1 minute. So again, I wasn't just kind of lying there, just lying there. If I was gonna have to swim, I went backstroking. So I backstroked and turned over, attempted a couple, backstroke, attempted a couple. So I give myself an F. I am extremely disappointed in myself. So because I disappointed myself in the swim, I made a commitment to myself that I would not stop and walk during the marathon. That was my discipline to me. I was like, how dare you spend all this time, all this money on swimming, and you tanked. I mean, it was a bad tank. I don't know. I have a lot of things I need to assess on that swimming. But again, now that the wetsuit's out of the picture, I don't have to deal with that wetsuit again. And which also means I'm gonna go shopping for another wetsuit that is I'm gonna take that experience and get a different buoyancy distribution difference, if that even makes sense. I just need less on the hips. So that's the good thing. Finish in a minute, hour and a minute, and give myself an F, which is fine. I got out the transition, and as soon as I got out of the swim, I kind of felt my calf a little bit. Oh no, my hamstring. I was like, my hamstring. I was hoping because when you're swimming backwards, you're gonna have different muscle activations. You're not, pushing as much with the butt. Now I'm kind of using more butt and hamstring. So much different, or a very different feel of muscle usage. So once I got into the transition, because of all the videos that I've watched all these videos of professionals racing. And because I've had this perception of professionals, one of the things that I spent very little time in were the transition areas. For whatever reason, I felt like there was a huge rush. I felt like I was in the championships and I was number one, and the more time that I spent in there, slower I'm gonna be. So on the two transitions, I only was in there, the first one for like 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes was literally walking from where we exited up the dock, across the street into the transition area. So I would say I was literally in the transition area for probably no more than 5 minutes. So I was in, I was out, and I was ready to go. One of the things that saved me is I had my green jacket that I had in my run bag. For whatever reason, I decided I was gonna take it on my bike. So because I took it, I had it on, and luckily I had it because it rained. Boom, now for the bike. So I was feeling good. Oh my God, I was feeling amazing. The first 30 miles was a little bit difficult because there was a more climb going there than it was on the way back. And there was slight headwinds as you're going towards the first 30-mile marker, the turnaround. But once I hit that corner and I went back, like I was flying. I felt like I was in the Tour de France. On my computer, I was looking at an average speed of 20 miles an hour. I was flying. And on the way there, my average was, I'd say 16 to 17 miles an hour. So then I was feeling great. And then by the time I got to the turnaround at the 60-mile mark, that's when I got to see my friends and family. And that just pumped me. Boom, I flew down for the third leg, and about midway through the third leg, torrential rains. Oh, I mean, rains. And rains means wind, rain, water, more friction on the road, wet clothes, you're making yourself heavier. I mean, different things that water brings or adds to the race, it hit. And again, I wasn't expecting the rain, wasn't expecting that challenge, and I noticed that it taxed my legs a little bit more than I wanted. They weren't it wasn't like they weren't hurting, but I can tell by the time I was going back to finish that last leg, my legs were tired. I knew but I remember hearing the guy, "We've got 15 miles left." About 15 miles, that's close to about 45 minutes. My legs were taxed. I mean, for whatever reason, I just felt like everybody was passing me. I mean, passing me, and not just like passing me, but like passing me. And even one guy goes, "Man, thank you so much. You've been my pacer for the last, God knows whatever." And then he just flew. And I'm like, pacing? How am I pacing you? He just flew. I was like, and so I was like confused, but it was, it taxed me. A little bit more than I expected, but hey, it's part of the race. It's the elements. It is what it is. And another thing, I am not into racing, but I've never been on a race with people. I mean, bikes where you can't drift. You're shooting for position. That took a lot of my concentration away from, man, how long am I on this bike for? Like I was like racing. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm on a video game. I'm like, like, okay, I got 6 lengths, distance away from, me and the front person. Anything closer, I'm drifting. And drifting just means I'm catching the wind of the person that's in front of me, or he's breaking the wind while I'm catching the space, the windbreak. So he's doing all the work, I'm just drifting. And you can't do that. So once you get to a certain position or length, you got to pass. So once, I pass, and I look around look over my shoulder, I'm like, oh, I got enough space. And then I cut back in. Like, that was fun. Not the ego passing people, but just the video game entertainment of it. I just felt like I was in a video game, like a live video game. So that was fun. So that took a lot of my concentration away. But then towards the finish line, that last 16 miles, I was pretty much by myself, other than the people passing me. So I wasn't passing anyone. That game kind of went away. The struggle of the rain, I was just like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is kicking my ass and it's slowing me down and it's killing my time, because I had a goal of 12 hours, 33 minutes. So according to my friends and family, I was still projected to hit my goal all the way up to the marathon. So even though that 4th leg slowed me down, 3rd to 4th, I did really good on the swim and on the 1st and 2nd leg, that my time was really good. So yeah, the elements caught me by surprise. After the bike, I jumped into the transition area, and my friends and family were all like, they were all like in front of me, like they were there at the fence, and my bike was here, and they're cheering me on, they're conversing amongst each other, and I can hear them. Right? And because I can hear everything that they were saying, I can hear, I can hear it in their voice, I can hear just everything. And it just cheered me up. To kind of hear that familiar sound of voices that I know, of family and friends. And, I was joking back and forth with it as I'm changing my socks. That felt amazing. I was in, I was out, I didn't want to spend more time than I needed to. So that changing and that interactions, or those interactions, made everything fly really quick. So that was exciting. So I got right into the running, right? And by the time when I started the run, the sun came up and it started to get hot. So I took off my jacket and threw to Lissy.
Last part.
And the reason I say is because by the time I hit, I would say about maybe mile 10-ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, it started to rain.
Keep it up, Omar! Keep it up! Nice work! Very good! Keep that up! Looking good, Omar!
And it rained. It rained pretty much the whole marathon for me, from 10 to, let's say, 22-ish, miles. That stretch, it was miserable. It was raining hard. You're soaking wet. I had already given away my jacket. I put it away, and the hat that I wore, I took it off because I was like, all right, the sun's going down. I really don't need it anymore. And bad mistake, because, water everywhere. It was insane. But what kept on going through my mind was Forrest Gump. Just running, and no matter all the rain. Oh, when you said it's raining, it's like it rains sideways, it runs, front ways, back ways, it's stinging rain. Like, that movie clip was in my head as I'm running through the rain, because like all the rain was coming from different directions. So it was definitely intense. Probably a little bit more information that you guys need to know, but when it's raining, you're getting wet. And with the amount of water that was coming down, there's no need to stop to use the restroom, to go pee, right? You're just going to, it's being washed at the same time. That was an experience. I haven't done that since I was probably a baby. So, so it was definitely an experience peeing in yourself. Letting it go down your leg was a weird feeling. I don't think I ever want to do that again, but it definitely saved on some time, maybe some 30 seconds, but definitely weird. You can't run and do it at the same time. You have to stop. And think about it. You can't just run and just let it go. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't, but I had to stop. So that out of the way. But by the time I got to the end, let's say the last 2 miles, 3 miles, it stopped raining. And that, I'm glad it did. because as I'm running towards the finish line, I can hear the crowd. I can hear the announcer, saying, "You are an Ironman," to all these other people who were finishing before me. And it motivated me more and more. Like at the end, I was like, okay, let's walk for a little bit so you can be refreshed to get into the finish line. But I was like, no. One, I told myself no because I did a horrible swimming job. Two, I'm like right there. The more I walk, the less time I'm gonna get there. I said, I need to finish this today. So I went in, I didn't stop running, and all that pain, all that suffering in the head was all gone. Just for that moment when you hear
Omar Lima, you are an Ironman.
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Yeah, it was definitely an amazing feeling. Yeah. And the finish line, friends and family were there to support, to congratulate you, and man, exhilarating. All that hard work for a year to just hear those words that I wanted to hear for 8 years, close to 10, and to hear them and then to be embraced by friends and family.
Thank you.
Is he warm?
Yes.
He's warm, yeah, hug him. It is so cold.
Nothing can take that away. Nothing. That was probably, it was a highlight of the night, finishing and then being embraced. So that was my experience with my Ironman. I said it was gonna be quick, but it's almost a half hour later. So again, I finished in, 13 hours and 48 minutes. My goal was 12 hours, 33 minutes. I was off by more than an hour. And I really think that in a perfect world with no rain, I definitely would hit my goal. But it is not a perfect world, and it did rain, and I didn't hit my goal. So bad on me, didn't hit my goal. But I had a great time. I definitely want to go back and to rethink what I want to do for the future of when I'm gonna do my next Ironman. And hitting all my weaknesses that I discovered in that rain. Now that I have experience, now I can make a better assessment in my training, a better assessment in everything. So number one, I don't need 24 weeks. That was way too long. I personally think that I peaked too early, and as I was attempting to kind of kill time, I definitely regressed in my conditioning. There's definitely not conditioning, muscle endurance, because there's no way that I should be in this much pain with all the work that I did. Like my quads were over, it was done. Like it hurt to walk after the race, it hurt to walk the day after. And today, see, almost gave out. And today being Tuesday, they definitely hurt now. So I peaked too early, and I can just chalk that up to lack of experience. Now that I'm experienced, I know my body more. So in 16 to 18 weeks, 18, probably something that I would need as opposed to 24. Okay, another thing that I've learned is rhythm. I know everything's about rhythm. I caught my rhythm on my run, right? Again, no matter if I was in the faster time of my run or my slower time of my run, I realized that I was in zone 3. And as long as I hit that zone 3 rhythm, I pretty much could stay running forever. So it was just like, I hit this zone. So I need to find that zone for swimming. Not just for swimming. In the swimming pool, I can swim. Like I have a good time swimming, but just that wetsuit, that is a different story. So I definitely need more time swimming with the wetsuit and more rhythmic swimming with the metronome, so that way I can not go off that rhythm when outside circumstances challenge me, right? Like the race, that adrenaline, that wanting to win, to go fast, to hit my goal, that threw everything out the door. So with rhythmic swimming, that's definitely going to help me on the next swim. So Jim, that was my bad. I didn't take your advice. I should have. And I did, but I didn't appreciate it. Now I appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna start working my metronome on my swimming. Get a new wetsuit, definitely get a new wetsuit. That Maverick is just not the business for me. It's a great wetsuit, just not for me. Nutrition was great. I had no problems with nutrition on the bike ride. The problem is on the run, I forgot my goose. So I survived on water, Gatorade, and bananas. A lot of bananas and a lot of Gatorade. Orange Gatorade, I don't think I want to see orange Gatorade for a while because I had not too many. I had the needed amount necessary. I'm just tired of orange Gatorade because that's how much I needed. Other than that, it was a great experience. Thank you very much for following along. Next week is going to be the videographer's race perception and videos of the race. I'm curious to see what it looks like. So I appreciate the support and we'll see you next week.